Here it comes again, the epic battle between two rooks versus a queen. And who is going to win this? Well, we are, as we are playing white, we're going to win this. And the question is, of course, how? The strategy is kind of clear. We should either capture this queen or set Black King a checkmate. The question is, of course, how we're going to do that. How are we achieving this strategy? Well, now it's time for you to pause the video, analyze this, and see if you can find the full variation that leads to victory for white from this position. Go ahead. Welcome back. Okay, so here we go. I'm not going to bore you with some stupid king move. We have to give a check here. Otherwise, we cannot win this. We don't have the time to give the advantage over to black, so we have to give a check. And we only have two different checks to choose from. So what I'm going to do right now is to give you the correct answer right away, because the incorrect will become clear later why it's incorrect. We have to start with moving the rook on the e file to e6 check. And now it's clear, of course, that if black goes up, we're gonna get another check here and we're gonna win this queen. So he is forced to come down. He cannot come here due to the immediate checkmate like this. So he's gonna put the king on a5 or b5. It doesn't really matter. Let's put it on b5. Okay, what did we achieve here, and what are we going to do to continue this? Well, again, uh, I'm going to show you the correct answer because we have to use the same rook again to check. There will be no point in doing that. The king will escape to a4, and we don't have much after that. And again, it will become clear later on if you haven't found the right strategy yet. So, rook e5 check. Again, the king cannot come up due to a check here. And even if it comes here, it doesn't allow this rook, but it will allow this rook, and we win the queen, and we win the game. So, the second check will again force the king down, and now it has to come to a4. Okay, so why are we doing all these checks? Well, now we've gotten two moves into the study, and if you haven't found the right solution yet, now is another time and chance for you to pause the video. So do it right here. Okay, here we go. So what are we doing? Yes, we're using the same rook again. Now I will show you what happens if we use the other rook. It will come down here, and we're totally out of checks unless we want to sacrifice a rook, and we cannot do that, which means we have to give the initiative over to black. So there's no point. So again, we're going to use the same rook, and again, black is forced down. Because if he comes up, we will do the same thing, the same trick, and he will go up somewhere and we get the queen capture. So the point is now after the check, the king comes down to a3. And now I will tell you, if we would have used the other rook from the beginning, then this rook would be here right now and this rook would be here. And if the rook would have stayed on e3, it would be in direct threat from black queen, so we couldn't do the discovered check that we are about to do, because then we would just have lost our rook. So therefore we had to use the rook first to get out of this threat, and now we can continue with a beautiful discovered check like this. If the king comes down, and since we put the rooks in the right position, it doesn't matter that black covers this diagonal. We won't use it anyway. It will be a checkmate in a couple of moves like this. So after the discovered check, black cannot come down. He has to come up again. And that gives us a chance for another discovered check. King to d5, and here it comes. And now you can see, if you haven't seen the solution yet, it becomes pretty clear right now. If the king comes straight up, we will give a check here and we will win the queen. And the only other move he has to choose to play is king b5. So we just give a little tempo check here on b3, and the king is forced to the a file somewhere If he comes here, it's going to be checkmate right away. If he comes to a5, well, we have to settle for just a queen capture like this. But of course, it's very, very close to checkmate after this also. So that's how you solve this. It's not that hard when you find the right strategy, of course. But you have to use this rook first many times before we get the king down here and when we start our discovered checks. And finally, we will capture the queen and win this. All right, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again tomorrow for something really fun, I think, and hard. See you then. Bye bye.